What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to be the owner of and talk about some real deal silver. In today's video, I wanted to compare the concept of stacking silver and gold for the long term to investing in a 401k. Again, for the long term. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos, subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos, and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. 4 super quick things as we fully dive into the video. Number 1, if you haven't already, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, make sure to try yourself some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to be, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so. And they make it really simple for a new investor to start investing because of how easy it is to learn about the market and navigate on their app. Webull link in the description. 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, airtight tubes and capsules, anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on. Any and all stacking supplies, any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about silver, stacking silver, and compare that to investing in a 401k. Now, just to make things clear, it's not really so much a matter of this or that. It's not so much a matter of you pick one of the two and that's it. That's just the way to go. You can do both. And I would actually say both should be recommended because both are for completely and totally and entirely different purposes. But I want to talk about the pros and cons of each because they're obviously not synonymous. They're for completely different reasons. I want to talk about the pros and cons of each. I want to talk about the benefits of each and why, in my opinion, you should be participating in both. So this question, or this video rather, was inspired by a question that I had received on a video that I posted a couple days ago, or maybe a week ago at this point. And that video was titled, "Is silver and gold better than a savings account?" So in that video, I talked about and compared the precious metals to savings accounts. I received a question. I just read it this morning. And the question is coming from someone named 2tex4235 asking me, what about a 401k? I'm just doing whatever the employer matches. I don't expect it to be there when I retire, but just in case I'm wrong. So first and foremost, great question. Thanks for asking. And I look forward to answering it throughout the course of this video. So that video was comparing stacking to a savings account. This video is a bit of a spin-off to compare stacking to a 401k. So, just to be clear, I personally have a 401k. Actually, scratch that. I have 2 401ks. I work 2 jobs. I have a day job and I have a night job. Both offer a 401k. Both offer a company match. So I capitalize on both. I have things in addition to these 2 401ks as well, by the way. With my day job, I also have an HSA. It's a health savings account, which is a triple tax advantaged account that can, in theory, be utilized as an additional 401k upon retirement. I have a Roth IRA alongside these, and I have 2 taxable investment accounts. One of the 2 is my primary account. The other one is just kind of like almost like a reflection of my main taxable account. I don't know why I even opened up a secondary taxable account, but I did so maybe 5-6 years ago, and it's just there. So anyway, I utilize tax-advantaged accounts to the best of my ability, and I understand the purpose and the importance of doing so. So, disregarding all of those and just strictly focusing on the 401ks, up until a couple of months ago, I had a very different 401k strategy than I do today. For example, my day job offers a 5% match. So I'd always contributed 5% to get that full match. Earlier this year, or moving into January, I believe it was, I bumped that up to 6%. And my goal was to increase it by 1% every year. Still getting the 5% match, but I'm contributing 6%. Next year, 7%. The year after that, 8%. While always getting a 5% match. My night job offers a 4% match. Now this is more of just a secondary income stream, and I was, for whatever reason, hyper motivated to beef up the 401k. I wanted my night job 401k to be bigger than my day job 401k. So believe it or not, I was contributing 20% of my night job 401k, 20% of my night job income to my night job 401k. This year, similar to what I did with my day job, bumping it up from 5% to 6%, I wanted to increase this as well, so I bumped it up from 20% to 25%. So 25% of my pre-tax earnings would fall into this account, and I would get a 4% match on top of that. So I'd be contributing 25%, but technically speaking, 29% would end up in there. So this is what I was running with. And this was my strategy all the way up until the very end of February. I actually got an injury, and it kind of made me reevaluate everything that I was doing, and it made me kind of switch up my strategy a little bit. So for the day job 401k, instead of 6% with a 1% increase every year, I lowered that back down to 5%, still taking full advantage of the company match. And the night job 401k, instead of 25%, I lowered that down to 6%. So now, instead of larger portions of my pre-tax dollars going into my 401ks, now I take a little extra home with me, and instead of them going into these retirement accounts, for the most part, I'm putting it into my taxable account instead of the 401k. But I'm still doing whatever it takes to get the full match. I would never drop it down lower than what the company offers to match. And if you work for a company that offers a 401k with a match, and you're not taking advantage of the match, in my opinion, you're making a huge mistake. That's free money right there. And it's tax advantaged, which means, let's just say they offer a 1% match. Contribute 1%, 5% match, contribute 5%, 3% match, contribute 3%. At the very least, contribute just enough to get the full match. This is free money. For every dollar, it gets matched. So every week, you kind of see a 100% return in a weird way. And it compounds over time. Broad market index funds are generally what 401ks invest in. See, for me in particular, my day job 401k is a target date fund. So my target retirement year, starting out in the early stages of my career, it is primarily focused on stocks. A very small percentage dedicated to bonds. Of that large portion dedicated to stocks, most of it U.S. stocks. A small portion of that, international stocks. Bonds, even though it's a small portion, most of which U.S. bonds, a small portion, international bonds. Over the course of your career, whether it be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, slowly but surely, it balances itself out to little by little by little by little, even though it started out with just a small sliver dedicated to bonds. Over the course of those decades, it slowly but surely becomes more bond heavy for stability purposes. The closer you get to retirement, the more stability you want, as opposed to aggressive growth and volatility. Upon retirement, we don't like volatility. We like stability. But while you're working, while you're young, while you're healthy, while you're active, while you're building, we can afford a little bit more risk. We can afford to deal with and tolerate a little bit of volatility. So that's the day job 401k. It's a target date fund, broad market index funds, covers all bases. My night job 401k, I chose to have a little bit more creative control with it. So for every dollar that goes in, 90% falls into an S&P 500 index fund and 10% goes into an extended market index fund. That's just the way that I'm doing things. And both are going very, very well. Both have been going very, very well. The downside to a 401k is your money's, I don't want to say locked in there until retirement. You can withdraw early, but there is an early withdrawal fee, and you got to pay taxes on top of that. So it's better to wait until retirement, which is what most people do anyway, because you're going to work until you retire. If you choose to get a new job, switch employers, you can roll over the 401k into an IRA, or you can transfer it over to your new job's 401k. You can do things like that. But if you want to withdraw from the 401k, there is an early withdrawal fee, and there is taxes that you're going to be hit with on top of that. It is tax deferred, so you are going to be paying taxes either way, even post-retirement. But generally, upon retirement, you're going to be making less money than you were working. And ideally, that means you're in a lower tax bracket. So it shelters you from taxes while you're working and making higher income. And then post-retirement, when you're making lower income, you're taxed at a lower rate than you would have when you were working, if that makes sense. So those are kind of like the benefits of a 401k. Plus it grows an average of 8 to 10% a year, every year over the course of 10, 20, 30 years. Plus a match on top of that. Do you have any idea? I don't want to say it's easy, because for a lot of people, it takes 20, 30, 40 years to do, but it is a very passive way of becoming incredibly, incredibly rich. It is an extremely passive, hands-off way of becoming a millionaire post-retirement. On the other hand, we have a different subject to talk about today. In addition to a retirement account, a tax-advantaged retirement account, we have silver and gold, which I've always referred to as a physical at-home savings account. Saving money is very different than investing money. To invest money, whether it be in business, stocks, real estate, taxable account, non-taxable account, whatever it is, the idea is to grow wealth, build wealth, create wealth. Stacking silver is what I consider to be an alternative way of saving money. None of us are saving money to get rich. None of us are saving money to become wealthy. Wealth is not created through saving. Silver and gold is more of a way of wealth preservation rather than wealth creation. Generally, you need to have wealth to preserve before you can just cut the line and preserve wealth. If you don't have any wealth to preserve, then it's kind of like, all right, what am I doing here? That's a conclusion that I came to maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, probably about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm on the younger side. And I went from the end of 2017, all of 18, all of 19, all of 20, and I think the beginning of 2021, aggressively stacking silver and gold, although I should have been stacking gold a little bit more aggressively. I am pretty weak on gold. Pretty strong on silver, though. But the thing is, I realized, I came to the conclusion, I was like, you know what? Silver and gold, it's not an investment. It's not a way of building wealth, creating wealth, generating wealth, growing wealth. It's a way of storing value and hedging against inflation and protecting my wealth. But being that I'm on the younger side, I don't really have any wealth to preserve or protect just yet. So maybe I should focus on building something for myself first, which is why I really doubled down on 2 401ks that I'm building up for myself, a Roth IRA that I'm building up for myself, a taxable account that I'm building up for myself, a business that I'm building for myself, and hopefully within the next couple of years, take my first step into real estate. I want to build wealth. I want to grow. I want to create something massive. Silver and gold, it's not going to do that for me. The silver and gold can store value for me. It can protect me from inflation. It can preserve what I built after I've built it. But in the meantime, even though there's not a whole lot of wealth to preserve just yet, now I get to just stack for a hobby, and I get to just stack for fun. Instead of constantly being worried about what spot price is doing and whining and complaining about premiums, now I get to just do it for fun. Pure fun. And I know that it's a way of saving money while having fun. What other hobby does that? Most other hobbies cost you money. If you're into cars, it's going to cost you money. If you're into painting, it's going to cost you money. If you're into this, into that, it's going to cost you money. Silver and gold, it might cost you currency, but it saves you money. It saves you value. It stores value and protects you during times of economic hardships. And plus, not for nothing, if you run into a personal financial hardship. You were there for your silver and gold all this time. Now your silver and gold could be there for you. God forbid, knock on wood, you're in a position where you have no choice but to liquidate a little bit to take care of a financial emergency. You got the silver and gold for that. Your other hobbies probably aren't going to do that for you. So, silver is more of a way of saving money than it is anything else. And I do believe that silver and gold, in most ways, are better than a savings account. But is it better or worse than a 401k? That's a question that I can't really answer because they're not synonymous. Apples and oranges here. See, silver and gold compared to a savings account, that's like comparing, a Red Delicious apple to a Honeycrisp apple. You can make that comparison. You can weigh them out. They do compete. Apples to oranges, not really. They're completely different. So I wouldn't say either one is better or worse than the other. One has pros and cons. The other one has pros and cons. So whichever one makes more sense for you. But I think, my personal opinion, why not both? This isn't a this or that question. This is a why not both question. Why not have fun and stack silver and gold as a hobby? Purely as a hobby. Not falling into the trap of that doomsday mentality. It's a lie. You don't need to think that way. You don't need to fall into this perpetual state of paranoia thinking that everything's going to come crashing. No. Guess what? 10 years from now, we're still going to be doing great. 20 years from now, we're still going to be doing great. Silver and gold is a fun hobby with a tight-knit community and a way of learning a lot about history and cultures while saving money simultaneously. And during times of economic uncertainty, the precious metals can absolutely cushion the blow. It's better to have silver and gold during times of high inflation, during times of trade wars or other kind of wars, or rates going high and market uncertainty and geopolitical conflict and all this. Yeah, silver and gold thrive during those times. But generally speaking, It's not the norm. That's not our day-to-day. What we've been going through for the last 5-6 years is not normal. And it's been tapering off. 2 of the last 5 or 6 years were pretty bad. It's been slowly but surely tapering off since and getting better and better and better. We're all, for the most part, we should be, if you're capitalizing on opportunities, better off now than you were 5 years ago. I am. Most of my friends are. Most of my family is. So the silver and gold is what I consider to be a smarter way of saving money. Smarter than a savings account, if you're in it for the long term. If you're in it for the short term, aka saving up to make a purchase, yeah, stick to cash. Saving up to make an investment, yeah, stick to cash. Saving for the long haul, 10 years out, 20 years out, 30 years out, or if you want it to be generational, get the heck out of cash. That is not what currency is for. Currency is for the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month stuff, not years down the road or generations from now. In a situation like that, I believe silver and gold are far superior. A savings account is superior for short term. Silver and gold, in my opinion, superior for long term. But they're both for saving money. Comparing saving money to investing money, building wealth, growing wealth, expanding wealth, creating wealth. Broad market index funds, business, and real estate. Broad market index funds fall into the 401k umbrella, or under the 401k umbrella. Plus a company match on top of that? Yes, please. Absolutely. If I didn't believe in 401ks, I wouldn't have 2 of them. And I wouldn't have been raising the bar so high on 2 of them. And who knows? Maybe I'll increase my contributions at some point again in the future, but right now I'm just a little bit more focused on the taxable. And I'd like to have a little bit of extra cash so that I get a couple of silver buffaloes every here and there. I'm also saving up for a 1-ounce gold buffalo this year, hopefully, by the end of the year. Or early next year. So once again, in conclusion, stacking precious metals and investing, contributing to your 401k, they're not synonymous. Those are not different roads leading to the same destination. No. They're completely different trips. Completely different purposes. Completely different strategies. Precious metals, in my opinion, a smarter way of saving money than saving cash. A 401k is a double tax advantaged way of going about growing wealth, building wealth, creating wealth, and passively becoming rich. One of many ways you can go about passively becoming rich. Exclusively investing in your 401k and doing absolutely nothing else to build wealth, yeah, it is passively building wealth for you, but if you're doing multiple different things, you can really expedite that process. Business, stocks, and real estate. Multiple tax-advantaged accounts. Once again, I have 2 401ks, an HSA, a Roth IRA, and a taxable investment account for a reason. I also have equity in one of the companies that I work for. It's a privately owned company that I own a small piece of now. If I didn't believe in doing things this way, I would not be doing things this way. There's a reason I'm not 100% in on precious metals. They're not going to give me what I'm looking for. I am still buying into precious metals for a reason, though. It's because they do give me something. They give me a fun way of protecting wealth. They give me a fun way of participating in a hobby that I care about, that I'm passionate about, that I enjoy, while simultaneously saving me money. So stacking the silver and gold and contributing to a 401k, ideally with a company match. Not synonymous. Neither one's better than the other. It depends on what your primary focus is. Protecting the wealth that you've already built or building wealth that you don't have yet. Maybe that should dictate which of the two you should really be focused on. But at the end of the day, why not do both? That's what I'm doing. That's what a lot of us are doing. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you work for a company that offers a 401k, are you taking advantage of that? And if you are, do they offer a company match? And if they do, is that the amount that you contribute, or do you contribute more than that? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe. If you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. Follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. And of course, 4 super quick things as we wrap up the video. Number 1, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to get started, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so. And they make it really easy for a new investor to start investing because of how simple it is to navigate on the app and learn about the market. And I do plan on taking 3 people this month in May of 2025. I want to help 3 people learn about the market and help them and guide them through kickstarting their very own investment portfolio. So if you want to be one of those 3, please reach out. And the Webull link will be in the description. 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, whether it be airtight tubes and capsules, whether it be anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on. Any and all stacking supplies and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know one more time. What are your thoughts on stacking silver and gold for the long term and contributing to a 401k for the long term? Does the company you work for offer a 401k? If so, do you participate in it? Do you contribute? If so, do they offer a company match? If so, do you contribute enough to get the full match? Or do you contribute even more than that? Generally speaking, in the financial world, the order of operations is to contribute just enough to get the full match at a 401k, then max out your HSA, then max out your Roth IRA. Once you've done all that, you circle back to the 401k and start increasing contributions. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.